Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going over one of the biggest things that hold us back from reaching our goals. It certainly does for me. So I wanted to share my tips, tricks, and what I've noticed to help me overcome this. And what I'm talking about today is the fear of failure. And whether you call it a fear of failure, whether you call it anxiety, whether you call it stress about something or uncertainty, it's all boiling down to what if I don't achieve what I'm setting out to achieve? And oftentimes that holds people back from even getting started. But today I'm going to explore with you what the fear of failure really is, how it affects us, and most importantly, how to overcome it. The fear of failure is something that we've all experienced at some point in our life. It can boil down to self-doubt, uncertainty, stress, anxiety. Whatever you feel is not the wrong way to feel, but a lot of times it's all about us wanting to stay inside our comfort zones. And once in a while, life is going to want to push us outside of our comfort zone. And in my opinion, when I'm outside of my comfort zone and I'm doing things that scare me and I'm unsure of, and I'm betting the whole farm on, that is where growth happens. So a lot of times people use this fear of failure, uncertainty, self-doubt, whatever you call it, to remain in their comfort zone, and therefore they never experience that true personal growth or business growth or whatever kind of growth you're going after. Now, this fear of failure, or whatever you want to call it, can have a significant impact on our lives, both professionally and personally. It can hold you back from taking risks, trying new things, or even pursuing what you're actually passionate about in life. And it often leads to negative self-talk, lack of motivation, or even self-sabotage. And really, this comes down to you getting in your own way. And it's happened to everybody in some way, shape, or form, whether you've noticed it or not throughout your life. And if you allow this to go on long enough, it can result in missed opportunities or just completely missed potential in your life and what you could have accomplished had you pushed yourself outside of that comfort zone and really believed in yourself. Overcoming the fear of failure in any aspect of my life, I believe, is critical for me to live a really fulfilled lifestyle and be able to pursue everything that I set my mind to and allow myself to go after some pretty ambitious goals. And once you do overcome the fear of failure and you recognize when it is setting in, it's going to allow you to take risks, learn from your mistakes, and truly grow as an individual. I also think overcoming this fear builds a ton of confidence and resilience, which I believe are really critical for going after really ambitious goals, or even success in general, whatever you define success as. Now, I wanted to take you quickly through 5 easy things that I have used over my time in growing my businesses that have helped me overcome this fear of failure, this barrier of uncertainty, or even negative self-talk or self-doubt. Number 1 is changing your mindset or the frame in which you view failure. I believe this is the first step in reframing this fear of failure or any type of uncertainty into something positive. If you take a look at a project that you might be going after or a job that you might be interviewing for and think about it in the way that, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? If I failed, what's going to happen to me? If I went after a higher paying job in my company, at least they saw that I had ambition enough to go after it, and I'm likely going to be thought of for another job position later on down the line if I don't get this one that I'm going to go after. So the worst thing that can happen is a positive in a way. And this boils down to almost every aspect of failure. If you failed starting a company, likely that company is going to give you a ton of learning lessons for you to take and move on to a different company, which is what I have done. I've had a few different companies, and each time that I start one and each time that I build a new brand, it gets better and stronger, and I'm able to work at a more confident level that has helped me kind of level up over the years. And remember that failure is not the opposite of success by any means. Failure should be looked at as stepping stones towards success, whatever you define success as. Success does not have to mean a ton of money or a big house. Whatever you define your own success as, this failure should be looked at as a stepping stone to get you there. Number 2 is setting realistic goals. Now, setting realistic goals, I believe, is a huge stepping stone to overcoming failure as well. A lot of times people are afraid of the goals that they set because they set such wild and crazy goals, like, I'm going to go from making $40,000 a year this year to $1 million a year by the end of this year, and I have 12 months to do it. By the time they get 3 months in, They'd just rather not even approach that goal because it's so far-fetched and they know they're going to fail. When setting unrealistic goals, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and failure later on. And setting realistic goals is especially important because you can use that as momentum to build your confidence over time. If you set small goals and you achieve them, build them up bigger and bigger and bigger every time you set a new set of goals. And that will help you with your confidence, and that will help you with your fear of failure. Number 3 is taking action. So I truly believe that taking action is the best way to overcome failure. If you boil down any goal down to its next single task, it is easy to take a step towards that next goal. If you have a goal of buying a house this year, what is the first thing that you need to do? Your task list shouldn't look like buy a house. It should look like call lenders, call realtors. So if I want to buy a house this year, what is one step that I can take today to get me closer? All I have to do is do a quick Google search, look for a mortgage lender, and give them a phone call to see what I have to do next. Break it down into a simple task, something that's gonna take you less than 30 seconds to take that baby step towards the goal. A lot of people write these huge goals on their piece of paper, like buy a house this year, and they just look at that big goal forever. Write down tiny little tasks that you have to do to take action to get to that goal, and you can be much more confident that you will not fail at achieving that goal if you break it down into much smaller tasks that are easier for you to do. And on top of this, the more action steps you take, the more you learn and grow, and the more you learn and grow, the less likely you are to fail, and the less scary it looks like to fail at that big goal. Don't be afraid to start small on any type of goal. Every little step, even if it's one 30-second task, is a step towards your goal, and it's a step towards the right direction, and it is progress. So just do that small next step to get you to your next piece of your goal. Number 4 is learning from your mistakes. Now, you're bound to make mistakes. Everybody messes up once in a while, and it's critical that you do not look at these mistakes and failures in a negative light, that you look at them and say, what did I learn from them? If I went out and I spent $10,000 on ads and I got 0 customers from it, I can either be pissed off and upset that I spent $10,000 and didn't see a return, or I can look at it and I can write down and really analyze what went wrong, what did I do wrong, so next time I want to make a bet on an advertising platform or an advertising strategy, I can go in with more insights. And I bought those insights with the time and money that I invested into that ad campaign in the past. If I would have just gotten upset, got beaten up about it, and considered it just a failure and a total flop, I would have never ran ads again. And if I never ran ads again, the company would have never grown. So that is something that is critical, is learning from the mistakes and of the failures. And it's oftentimes that when I don't learn from my mistakes and I just see it as a failure, I'm gonna continue to see that repeat in my life. So what I've noticed is if I don't learn from the mistake and I don't sit down and say, why did this happen? How can I prevent it from happening? It's gonna reappear at some point in my life. So I really need to sit down and understand why this went wrong and what can I learn from it, or else it's gonna keep reappearing until I learn my lesson on that particular failure. And number 5, and arguably the most important, is create a positive surrounding around you. Now, this goes from surrounding yourself with positive people to not looking at the news first thing in the morning, to not just scrolling on social media and looking at the latest breakups or the latest war or the politic updates or the fights or anything like that. Create an environment that is positive for you. Fill your news feed with people that are successful. Fill your life with people that are happy to be around you, that are happy to support you, that believe in you, that when you say you're gonna go do this task and accomplish this goal, that they're there to say, how can I help? They're there to say, I believe in you and that you can do it. Those are the types of people that you need to value in your life and surround yourself with in your life, because that, I believe, is a critical factor. And my success is the people that I've chose to give my time to and my energy to that have returned so much positivity and so much support that I feel like it makes my life so much easier. And if they believe in me, it really makes me feel like I can believe in myself as well. Surrounding yourself with these people can really boost your confidence and help you overcome any type of negative self-talk or uncertainty around you achieving a particular goal. So I just wanted to share with you guys those 5 tips around how you can overcome any uncertainty or self-doubt around a goal that you might be setting for yourself. Remember that when you're feeling that little bit of stress or anxiety or whatever you're feeling around accomplishing a new goal or going after a new promotion, whatever it is, that means that you're in a growth mindset. And if you can get outside your comfort zone, that's where growth is truly going to happen. Remember that failure is not just that. It's not failure. It's not the opposite of success, but it's a stepping stone on the journey to success. If you've never failed, you're never going to really achieve that high level of success that I bet you're after. So remember to embrace failure, learn from it, grow from it, and use it to fuel your growth towards progress in the right direction of your life, wherever that may be for you. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helped. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.